welcome to another Let's Explore series. I am the Game Hoarder. Let's get this shit on the road!
Welcome, folks, to another Let's Explore series. Today I'm going to be doing some epic old school Dungeons and Dragons games that I plan on LPing. Of course, a couple of these have already been done by me, such as Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale. I'm going to actually be starting Icewind Dale 2 today, a little bit later. Mainly because I want to do something a little bit newer. After the Anvil of Dawn LP, I'm ready for a little bit of jump ahead in the timeline, while I'm also paralleling the summoning. So I figured I'd do a little Let's Explore here on the detail, a little bit more detail on the contents of these boxes, and just kind of show you what I have here. Another reason I like doing this is because a lot of people that do LPs don't actually own the games. They either go out and illegally download them from BitTorrent sites or torrent sites, or they use GOG.com, which nothing wrong with paying for a digital download years after the fact, but as a collector of over 20 years now of computer games, I like to show my shit off. Anyways, this stuff's a little bit newer. This isn't really old stuff, so we're going to go ahead and start out with the Baldur's Gate series. Oh, Baldur's Gate, how do I love thee. Let me count thy ways. The Baldur's Gate series is in many ways the shit, just to sum it up. Baldur's Gate pretty much changed a lot of people's lives in the sense that you never really quite felt like you were getting that RPG goodness until you played Baldur's Gate 1. Epic storyline, characterization, plot, depth, magic weapons, battles, the combat pause and start where you're assigning spells, and it just really fucking rocked the house as far as RPGs goes. There's just no doubt about it. Everywhere you go, any true gamer you talk to that's into the RPG genre, I'm talking before the Elder Scrolls really took off, Baldur's Gate was and still is the king. The reason why I like the Baldur's Gate series and the Infinity Engine and such like that, even more so than, say, Skyrim or Oblivion, is because the party management. You're only controlling one character in a lot of these newer RPG games. Baldur's Gate, you're controlling up to 6 characters at once, and it truly gives you this epic feeling of the closest thing you're going to get to a pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons type game. With graphics and sound and video and no dungeon master, most importantly. Baldur's Gate really brought you into the game, and I mean just the characterization, and I mean even the voice acting for the time for the characters that they did was great. So let's take a look here. We're gonna go ahead and do the hint books here first. This is the official guide from Brady Games for Baldur's Gate 1. See a gigantic crease down the center there. That pisses me off. I'm going to have to pick up a new one someday. Anyways, this guy is in black and white. It's a couple hundred pages long. And it does a pretty good job of giving you the idea of where you need to go, what you need to do. Best ways to kill enemies, strategies, things like that. It does have full maps for everything. And although they're in black and white, they do the job. They suffice. Also has a full list of all the good magic that you want to find. That's the biggest reason why I use this clue book is to make sure I don't miss any of the true epic weapons and armor and shit like that, because especially when you're LPing, you want to be able to show all that shit off. Alright. The next Baldur's Gate was Baldur's Gate 2 Shadows of Am. This is the perfect guide from Versus Books. Came with a free poster. I probably hung it up. I mean, I've had all these since the day they came out. They've definitely seen a little bit of use here. Still have all their pages, no torn pages, so they're in good condition. This one, however, is in full color, as you can see. Shows pictures of actual every little item, every little monster in the game. This is a really nice book here. Even goes into the romances that you can get into with the different characters, if you're female or male. And it goes into really good detail with the maps. Don't have a high definition camera yet, folks. Still saving up. Want to thank Holland Trip and anyone else that's made any donations toward that. I have a little PayPal donation link, obviously, on my site. And people here and there have been dropping in a few bucks. And I do appreciate that. That's all going to go toward a high definition camera here. In the new year, Baldur's Gate 2 Throne of Baal. The Epic Expansion 2 Baldur's Gate. Again, by Versus. Full color. Beautiful book. This one's in much better condition than my other ones. I would say this is in near mint condition. This is in very good condition. And Baldur's Gate is in good condition. So, I don't think they released an actual strategy guide for Baldur's Gate Tales of the Sword Coast. I could be wrong, but I'm usually not. So, if there is a Baldur's Gate official guide or any kind of printed guide out there for that, let me know so I can get on eBay and buy it. Let's open these motherfuckers up. Alright, so Baldur's Gate 1 came in a pretty nice box. It was sturdy. It had a little flip case here. It says Baldur's Gate takes you back to a setting on a visually dazzling role-playing adventure, one that brings to life grand tradition of advanced Dungeons & Dragons game, cutting-edge art and technology. Immerse yourself in the quintessential medieval fantasy world where nations hang in the balance of your actions, dark prophecies test your resolve, and heroic dreams can be fulfilled at last. Huge game world. Multi-CD filled with nearly 10,000 scrolling game screens, all fully rendered in a lush 16-bit Super VGA graphics. Your ballsack will drop when you see this shit, yo. Gripping non-linear adventure that spans 7 chapters with dozens of subplots that branch in and out of the main scenario. Your decisions affect subsequent chapters and in the entire game world as a whole. Transparent interface can be modified to play in turn-based fashion and make it possible to play without knowing advanced Dungeons & Dragons rules. However, as a side note, if you're playing this game and not knowing Dungeons & Dragons rules, you suck ass. I actually get perturbed when I hear about people that have never played Dungeons & Dragons playing one of these games, because, I mean, honestly, come on. It'd be fucking stupid. You play some D&D and then pick this up. Unless you played this and it actually got you into the Dungeons & Dragons. Back of the box reads, I am Volo. I am a traveler of more of these realms than any other. I'd bet ye a bag of gold and a half-dozen kegs of bitter black ale that ye cannot look upon the murderous beast and minions of evil in the adventure ye hold in your hand, and not turn tail. So waste no more time in your drab, humdrum world. It is time to draw steel in Baldur's Gate, and test your mettle. Who knows, ye may find me there waiting to pay off the bet, or propose a better one. Double or nothing. And that's a little excerpt from Volo, who is, of course, a popular bard figure in the Forgotten Realms, the land of Toril. So, the game manual for Baldur's Gate, pretty thick little sumbitch. It's in an off-weathered black and white color, almost 200 pages. You know, normal technicality stuff, very nice, perfect condition here. Do have a tear on my CD case, son of a bitch. This houses the disc, all fucking 900 of them. I remember peeling this bad boy open back in the day and being like, whoa, 5-disc game. This is gonna get serious. So there's all the original disc and their original container with a little pamphlet. Some troubleshooting guide, and this is just a bunch of other stupid shit. Advertisements. Pass this gate if you dare. Well, let's see. Let's pass the gate. Oh no, it's Dungeons and Dragons campaign shit. And then other groundbreaking RPGs pamphlet. Oh my goodness. This is fucking terrible. I'm ripping this shit up. The Baldur's Gate expansion pack coming out. They didn't even have a name for it back when they made this ad. And Planescape Torment coming soon. Alright, I'm going to have to buy that when that comes out. Last but not least, the map that came with Baldur's Gate. This is a map of the city itself. And then on the flip side, flip mode style, it is a map of the Sword Coast. I'll zoom in there a little bit again. Give you a quick idea of the color saturation that was used. Not sure if you can make out the text there. According to the travels of observations of Elminster and Volo, including a description of several towns, boroughs, and municipalities comprising the lands between Am and the Field of the Dead. Did I say that right? The towns of Friendly Armen and Candlekeep and Burgost and Nashkel and oh my god, it's my ex-girlfriend. Okay, anyways, let's head on to the expansion for Baldur's Gate, Tales of the Sword Coast. Baldur's Gate, Tales of the Sword Coast. Alright, again, came in kind of the same box as the original Baldur's Gate. No flippy cover, unfortunately. Continue your travels on the Sword Coast with the next set of adventures in the award-winning Baldur's Gate role-playing game series. Legends of treasure lost, and the monsters to be defeated abound in this region. Almost all have at least some basis in truth. Are you up to the task? Will you return with even more fame than you accumulated in your previous travels? Or will you journey off never to be heard from again, the source of your own legend in turn? So, obviously you import your characters or use your characters from the original Baldur's Gate here. This had some improvements to the interface and game system. All feedback from the fans itself. More powerful spells, more talky NPCs. Actually had multiplayer support up to 6 players via your badass 56K modem or LAN or TCP IP. Pretty good expansion. You kind of have to have an expansion when your original game is balls to the walls to shit. This is the CD case that came for the expansion here, and with the disc inside and a little tiny book there. The actual game manual, again in that same off-white color, goes into the new spells and abilities and really focuses on the new things. Doesn't just rehash what was in Baldur's Gate. They just kind of focused, and obviously you had to own the original. Quick reference card, nice and laminated. Has all these spells for, wouldn't you know, quick reference. And then some more of this garbage gabbly-goo bullshit. Buy me and fuck me and eat my ass and all that stuff. Alright, so Baldur's Gate 2, the Collector's Edition. That's right. Read it and weep. This is probably, besides Ultima 7, one of my most favorite RPGs of all time. Thusly so, I had to own the Collector's Edition, and honestly, you're crazy if you don't. Upon opening the Collector's Edition, we have nice foam. Yes, this foam is made out of dragon scale and crafted in the forges of Fire Mountain. Just kidding, it's not. It's just foam, goddammit. Stop drooling. Look at this book. This thing is about as heavy as my you-know-what. Close. This thing is spiral bound. It's 7 million pages. No, actually it's about 250, but it's huge. Yep, about 250 pages. It's only black and white, but I mean the cost to make this thing in color would have been astronomical. I mean, it covers everything. It's a beautiful book, it really is. Get the collector's edition bonus disc. I have no idea what's on this. I need 3 hands actually to do these Let's Explore. It just says bonus disc. We'll get into that later. The back of the box will probably tell us. This is the Baldur's Gate 2 CD case. And of course, this game is spanned over several discs as well. We have disc 1 and disc 2, and flipped over disc 3 and disc 4. Disc 3 and 4 were making out, so we caught them. Also comes with the Baldur's Gate 2 disc, or cards, which it looks like I've opened here. Normally something I don't do, so let me spread them out. We'll take a look. So these are the cards. What they are basically is just player cards for a lot of the characters in the game. Well, not a lot, but some of the characters in the game. A couple monsters and a couple places there. We have Krogan Bloodaxe and Herdalis, Jahira, Keldorn, Firecome, Jan Jansen, Harry, Nalia, Diarnis, Troll, Stone Golems, Umberhawks, Troll Layer, Planar Sphere, and the Crypt of the Demolich. So they're nice, glossy, laminated, full-colored cards there that kind of give you the stat breakdown of each of the characters and a little description of them as well. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Also, what we have is a nice cloth map of the Shadows of Amn here. One day, when I get my HD camera, we'll also have a fucking tripod. A nice little cloth map there. Nothing too crazy, but definitely reminiscent of the older RPG days when we got nice little cloth maps. An advertisement to buy Icewind Dale. A quick reference card, again, fully laminated. Goes into the movements and actions and all that good stuff. Spells, yada yada. Advertisements. And then I also stuck the Throne of Ball from the Versus manual. This is a full color poster. You can only get this if you bought the manual. This didn't actually come with the game. But I'll show it to you now. It's huge. Big full color map. Shows you Watcher's Keep, Siege Camp, Sarah Douchebag, North Forest, the Oasis, Amphitryon, Sendai's Enclave, Abazigal's Enclave, the Forest of Mir, and the Marching Mountains. And again, that's the Throne of Ball. Versus books. Comes with your Versus book strategy guide if you're interested in getting it. Right, let's move on to the Throne of Ball expansion. Or actually, let's take a look at the back of the Collector's Edition box. Make sure we have all the contents first. Oh yes, the Collector's Edition. I must show you the back of the box here. In commemoration of Epic sequel Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of Amn, this limited and numbered edition has been created for the ultimate Baldur's Gate fan. That's me, folks. Highlights on this Collector's Edition include 4 custom Collector Edition Gold CD-ROMs, featuring the complete Baldur's Gate 2 game, a special bonus disc containing exclusive weapons and armor, as well as tracks from the original game soundtrack. Cloth map displaying in vivid color the Kingdom of Amn. Set of 8 collectible character trading cards and much, much more. Really not much, much more. And I have number, I can't really see that in the camera, but it's 49,455 of 62,000. So there are 62,000 prints of this game in circulation, and I am way down on the list to number 49,455, which is okay with me. Number 1 would have been cool, but I'm pretty sure someone at BioWare owns that. Now, for Baldur's Gate 2, Throne of Ball. Baldur's Gate 2, Throne of Ball, the final chapter. Comes in a box much similar like the original Baldur's Gate. A storm of chaos and destruction thunders across the Sword Coast as towns are laid to waste and great cities burn. There are whispered rumors that children of Baal are responsible. Soon the whispered rumors become panic cries, as if prophecies of the wise Alundo are believed. There's a greater suffering ahead, and should Baal somehow rise again, The earth itself will be blood. The final chapter in the Bald Saga. Return to Baldur's Gate 2 and unravel the mysteries and dangers of new dungeons Watchers Keep. Continue with exhilarating new adventure when you explore the unseen lands of Tether. Encounter fierce villains and gain powerful high-level abilities as you achieve your ultimate destiny in Baldur's Gate 2, Throne of Bhaal. Definitely an epic expansion of the game. I remember fighting several dragons and demons in it. I will be LPing it, of course, with my custom character voices. A rarity, I must say, on YouTube. We gotta pull you folks into the game somehow. Can't have every character sounding the same. That's fucking boring. The Throne of Bhaal Instruction Manual. This is really the only thing of any noteworthy substance in the expansion itself, and it's black and white. You know, it's 50 pages. After the collector's edition, I was kind of hoping for a little bit something cooler here, but this is what you get. And this is the Baldur's Gate 2 expansion. Of course, what do you expect for a $30 expansion? Alright, on to the Icewind Dale series. Icewind Dale. This is the, I don't know, awesome parallel, more action-oriented type game to the Baldur's Gate series, if you will. Not as much story-driven RPG goodness as the Baldur's Gate series. Icewind Dale follows more of the combat. It does still have plenty of dialogue, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's shit tons of dialogue in these games. And plenty of plot to get into. But just not to the caliber that Baldur's Gate was. On the other hand, it seems the Icewind Dale series has a lot more combat-oriented things going on. A lot more magical items defined. You know, shit like that. So anyways, let's delve here into the books first. We have the Icewind Dale Strategy Guide. This was made by Cybex. This is their official guide here. It is black and white and red all over. I actually use this for my Icewind Dale playthrough from time to time, just to make sure I was cleaning out those maps nice and tight. Of course, I didn't sit there and study it, so I'm sure there's a couple things I missed, but fuck you, too bad. Goes over quite a bit. Pretty hefty manual, comes with a full color poster, about 300 pages. Great condition for its age. Prima made the Icewind Dale 2 guide. I will be keeping this out here. Detail maps and all the characters, again, 300 pages about. Goes over all the land, all the spells, all the creatures. Everything you could ever want in a game. Both of these state to Baldur's Gate Engine Adventure. I like that. Give credit where credit's due. This is the Icewind Dale Heart of Winter book. This is the official expansion for Icewind Dale, which I'm currently is on hiatus or on pause. I will be catching up and doing it after Icewind Dale, maybe. And this, of course, it's a pretty big book for an expansion, 150 pages. This one was made by Cybex as well. So the first 2 Icewind Dale books were made by Cybex, and it looks like Prima took over. Now, there's another expansion for Icewind Dale 1 called Trials of the Lure Master. It was free and downloadable, and doesn't really fucking count in my book. It was basically only made because people bitched about how short the expansion was for Icewind Dale. They bitched about Heart of Winter, and so Black Isle, being the fucking awesome people that they are, decided, okay, well, let's release an extra hour adventure. And that was Trials of the Lure Master. Yeah, wasted effort in my opinion. Was not much to it. Alright, let's take a look at these boxes. Icewind Dale. This is a Baldur's Gate Engine Adventure. This one did not have, yeah, it did. Has a flippy cover as well. Emerge from the depths or be buried there. Icewind Dale is one of the largest computer dungeon adventures ever created for the Forgotten Realms campaign system. Our journey began simply enough. We started in the quiet fishing village of East Haven. And this is the intro that they read to in the beginning. Some nice full-color pictures there to give you an idea of the game's graphics. The fate of Faerun lies beneath the spine of the world. And it kind of goes into the awesome technicalities of the back. They let you know it's a standalone product, so you did not need to own Baldur's Gate in order to play it. This is the disc case with disc 1 and disc 2 on the opposite side here. And of course, advertising Baldur's Gate 2. Dragon Magazine, subscribe now. No thanks. Gone downhill. Quick reference card, again laminated. Also the reference card there. A spiral bound book. Pretty nice. And dark black and white. Kind of gives it that weathered look. Has cross hatching in the background there. Very nice book. Goes over the bestiary, spells, story, all that good stuff. Last but certainly not least, a cloth map, which I love. This one's actually got little threads hanging off of it. Gives it that weathered look. Not terribly big, but very cool cloth map. Alright, let's head on now over to the expansion. Icewind Dale, Heart of Winter. I like this expansion. I like the barbarism and the dark feel that it brought to the Icewind Dales. A storm of war darkens in the skies of Icewind Dale. Far across the icy tundra, the distant sounds of battle drums herald a new call of adventure. In the midst of the harshest winter in decades, the barbarian tribes have united under a mysterious new king and threaten to take up arms against the people of the 10 towns. Guided by the visions of a tribal shaman, the heroes of Kuldahar must journey to the secluded town of Lonelywood. There they must forestall the barbarian invasion by discovering the secret that lies locked within the frozen heart of winter. Yes, again the box is along the same lines as the other non-collector editions. Pretty simple format here, folks. The disc, of course, is in my to-be-played area. I obviously own it. Another laminated quick reference card. Go into the mage and cleric spells. And the book here. About 50 pages. Black and white, and just like the Baldur's Gate expansion, just kind of expands upon what's extra, the new spells, things like that. And a troubleshooting guide. Not much to it. Very good expansion set, though. Oh, the Icewind Dale 2 Collector's Edition. Perfectly matching its brother, the Baldur's Gate 2 Collector's Edition. Same exact box. Absolutely nothing on the back but a symbol or arrow marking. Same dragon encrusted foam that came with the first one. Let's check out the contents here. We have the Collector's Edition guide. It's like a little mini manual. It's fucking cute almost. It's a little over 100 pages, spiral bound. Very nice pages, nice feel to them. Whoa! Got a little sticky icky there. Don't mind that. So we have the mini guide. We got some nice little cool mini die. Looks like 4 6-sided, a 20, a 12, a 10, an 8, a 4, and a 100. I've actually never taken these out, but we got these with the game. Kind of cool. The cloth map, of course. Let's bust out the cloth map. It's tiny. Everything in here is fucking tiny. Little miniature cloth map there. Going over the Western Pass, Red Waters, East Haven, Lac Dinishir, Kelvin's Cairn, Mer Duldan, Lonelywood, Tourmaline, Targos, Bryn Shander. All the places of the 10 towns. Of course, the Icewind Dale is an expansive area there. Got an Icewind Dale little sticker here. You're supposed to put that on the back of your car so that women chase you down and try to fuck you. But I don't want that to happen, so I leave it off. Another sticker from Black Isle. Here we have some big character cards. I actually haven't opened this, and I won't be for the video. This portrays a half-elf on the front. There's a couple others in there, and it kind of details over what they are, and it's kind of photos from the game itself. A laminated quick reference card, again made in miniature proportion, nonetheless still laminated in quality. It actually has more than the Baldur's Gate. Got a nice thick notepad here, which has some Baldur's Gate action on it, and the Cyclops and the Fallout 2 character. Brotherhood of Steel here. Never ever tore off a single one. Every one is still here, of course. I mean, yeah, that's if you want to take notes, or just use your own notepad and don't fuck up your collector edition. This is the advertisement for the Baldur's Gate series. And last but not least, I'm going to have to back up here. I've migrated down to the floor. This is pretty cool. On one side, this is a complete bestiary in full color of all the monsters in the game. And last but not least, the black dragon there at the bottom. It shows the frost giant, fire giant, Fomorian giant, the chimeras, the driders. Had to fight some of them in Anvil Dawn, kind of. On the back side, it is a mini poster of a barbarian kicking the living shit out of a couple orcs. And that pretty much comprises the Icewind Dale 2 Collector's Edition. Pretty nice. Don't forget, there's also the Icewind Dale 2 Adventure Pack. This came if you pre-ordered, I believe, the game. And you got a tiny little box here. Came with a bonus CD, limited edition character cards, and an exclusive Icewind Dale 2 poster. Here are the trading cards. They're much smaller than the ones in the Collector Edition. They're sealed and will remain so. There's maybe 10 in there. And you get the poster. This is actually the same poster I just showed you. It's got the same bestiary on the other side. So, whatever. And a bonus disc. This is kind of like the Baldur's Gate bonus disc. You get a few extra magical items and weapons to use during the game. I'll probably go ahead and load this on my game, just to make it an exclusive version. And who knows? I don't know. I'll load it on there, and we'll get more into that once I load it on and start the LP in about an hour here or so. Gotta eat. Gotta eat first. And we have a few more games to go. We're going to be getting into Pool of Radiance, Planescape Torment, Temple of Elemental Evil, and the Neverwinter series in just a moment. Let's cut and paste over there. Planescape Torment. Another game set in the Planescape whatever realm of Dungeons and Dragons. Kind of the outer areas, the other worlds, the nirvanas and abysses of the Forgotten Realm game campaign. The Planescape Torment is the next epic RPG from Black Isle Studios. Welcome to Sigil, the City of Doors, a place with a gate that leads anywhere in existence, provided you have the proper key. It is a neutral ground and watering hole for races across the multiverse, all under the watchful shadow of the Lady of Pain, the magnetic ruler of the city. It's a place where the world is mightier than the sword, where thought defies reality, where belief has the power to reshape worlds and change laws of physics. Not sure if I did a quick explore on this game before I did the game itself, so we won't spend too much time. This, of course, is the CD case, much like the Baldur's Gate one. It's a flip out, and it contains all 4 of this game's CDs, and also shows you a wraparound of the world of Sigil as you open it. We also have some more bullshit and the instruction manual. A nice black and white book, about 50 pages. Kind of gives you a breakdown of what you're getting into. I actually have my employee receipt for this. It is very faded over time, Looks like it was $42 with my employee discount. Was purchased on December 15th of 1999. So at the end of 1999 is when I bought this. Must have been about when it came out, because usually I bought these games the day or the week they came out. So right around $40 I paid for it. Employee discount. What store is that at? Did I cut it off? Probably CompUSA or Best Buy. Who knows? I don't know. Long time ago. And last but not least, the Planescape Torment guide. I actually picked this up while I was doing the LP of the game. I never owned it. Or at least if I did, I had lost it. So this is a version I got off eBay. Can't remember what I paid for it, but that wouldn't have stopped me from buying it. 300 pages. Fully detailed. Goes over every map. You guys remember this game. It was fucking long, so this book helped out quite a lot on kind of breaking down the different spells and items that we were getting along the way. Not everything in that game made sense. Alright, on with the show. Out of all the collector's editions of the series I own, the Pool of Radiance one is the biggest. There was no way you made it out of the mall with this game without getting a few looks, because even the bag was big enough to put a dead body in. As a matter of fact, I would have needed a bag to put a dead body in for this game, because when I purchased this one, my good friend Ozog that went with me, Mr. Ozog that is, he had this habit of taking the game opening the game on our exodus from the mall, and reading the contents of the game and the game manual out loud so that everybody in the mall could hear what nerds we were. Embarrassed the shit out of me all the time doing this shit, folks. Anyways, this is the flip cover. Kind of shows you the graphics. These are actual in-game graphics that they take pictures of for the box to kind of draw you in. The graphics were unbelievably beautiful. It's the gameplay that suffered on this one. So let's take a look more in the box here. This thing is fucking huge, man. I mean, fucking huge. Kind of shows you the contents that you got for the collector's edition. And of course I bought the collector's edition. I thought this was going to be epicness in the Baldur's Gate sense. But I should have known. Black Isle had nothing to do with this game. No. Ubisoft took over. And boy, let me tell you. Game was a complete dog shit though. And I'll probably LP it one day. Just for the hell of it. So let's take a look at the contents. Alright, so what did we get with this game? Well, kind of like Icewind Dale 2, we got a bag of dice. These are black, they're bigger. I didn't get as many six-sided. We got one of each here. Also got a Pool of Radiance cloth thing. Oh, this is a cloth bag for the dice. They're both still wrapped, never opened. Here's my receipt for the game. Software, etc. Let me open this bad boy. Yeah, software, etc. I paid, whoa. It's kind of faded. Let me take a look-see here. It looks like 60 bucks. Something like that. $60 for, wow. Yep, $60. Sure as shit. On 9/28/2001. So, put 60 bucks into this bad boy. I'm sure I could get that out of it if I wanted to. This is the book, the collector's edition. 100 pages. Kind of small, but, you know, nice and tight. Tight like a turtle. This is the 2-disc CD case here. Disc 1 and Disc 2. Featuring some Battle Realms on the back here. Oh great, now that I took this out, I'll never get that back in, especially with one hand. We'll set that aside. Also getting the, you got the official soundtrack for the game. Yeah, the soundtrack. Whoop-de-doo. Some other interesting things came with this collector's edition. Besides the PC catalog and the Dragon magazine subscription dealie. You actually got the module. The Dungeons & Dragons Pool of Radiance Attack on Myth Drannor module for the actual pen and paper game here. Which is pretty cool. Kind of goes over all the events of the game so you can actually role play the game out if you'd like. So you kind of got a little D&D starter kit here minus. Alright, so that's the module that came with the game. Game also came with the Pool of Radiance novel by Carrie Bibris. about a 300-page novel. You can, of course, purchase it outside of the game, but the game did come with the novel. Also came with a gigantic map here. Let me get this bad boy open. I'm going to show you my sock real quick. Big, gigantic overland map. Sorry about the glare. It's basically an actual picture of the game. Kind of shows you the temple and the outside regions. That's it for the Pool of Radiance Collector's Edition. Let's move on to the Temple of Elemental Evil, and then last but not least, the Neverwinter Nights series. Alright, Temple of Elemental Evil. You'll have to excuse the gigantic light beam shooting through my fucking shades there. The sun likes to rise up on this side of my office, and it's fucking annoying. So I had to close my blinds, and there's of course beams of light shooting through the holes. Anyways, the Temple of Elemental Evil. This is when the game started coming out in these smaller boxes here. This was actually a fantastic game. I will definitely be let's playing this. I believe there are a couple of them out there on YouTube already. I know I'm pretty sure Keo has done one. But yeah, this is one of the greatest D&D modules of all time. Was rewritten for the game using the 3.5 rule set, and turned out very well, very well. Done by Troika Games and Atari, and fantastic game there. Choose from dozens of skills and class abilities. This is the flip open part of it. Cast hundreds of spells over 50 feet. Explore a rich, reactive world to gain knowledge and experience in over 50 side quests. Whoa. Very cool game. Very good graphics for its time. Very enjoyable. This is the Brady Games manual. Full color, not manual, strategy guide. Has all the locale and everything you would expect from a guide. Very nice guide. Now let's take a look at the contents here. Alright, this is literally it. The game CD. I think I've had this CD made, or the case made. I printed that out myself. It actually just came in a case with no printing on it whatsoever. You just got the two discs, the play disc and the install disc. I think they might have come in little sleeves. And then I made printed out a little cover for it and put it in a hard case. And I printed out the back as well. This is the book. It is a spiral bound book. Has that classic black and white weathered look to it. And goes into pretty good detail on, of course, the bestiary weapons and spells. Alright, on to the Neverwinter Nights series. We're going to be doing the Neverwinter Nights game, the Shadows of Undertide expansion, the Hordes of the Underdark expansion, Neverwinter Nights 2, and Mask of the Betrayer expansion, which we actually aren't going to open. Not much in it but a disc and a book. I've just never played it. It's still wrapped. It'll stay wrapped until I decide to do an LP on it. Alright, Neverwinter Nights 1. Gaming really started taking its 3D turn at this point here, and we moved away from 2D and actually started moving into a 3D environment where you could wrap around the screen and scroll and turn the camera and things like that. Print is too small for my non-HD camera here. This is the disc. Came in a sleeve. Not sure where that disc went. Not even sure that was a disc. This is the cloth map that came with the game. Very, very tiny. But pretty cool. We all love our cloth maps. It's the whole point of owning the game and not digitally downloading it. It's all about that cloth map. Here's a very small laminated quick reference guide. And really the meat of this box is the instruction manual, which again is spiral bound. It is 220 or so pages. And it of course goes into detail on the weapons and spells, wizard spells, combat, traps for your thief, and the new mechanics that take place in the Neverwinter series. Shadows of Under Tide. There's nothing in these boxes but disc and the little books for the expansions. I already looked. Well, the Shadows of Under Tide is the first ever expansion pack for the award-winning fantasy game. New 20-hour adventure filled with new character classes, 5 prestige classes, monsters, weapons, feats, skills, and spells. Develop your own world using the new Neverwinter Aurora toolset. Wizard, construct a plot, set projectile traps, develop non-player character conversations to customize the Neverwinter experience. This was the first expansion out for the original Neverwinter Nights, followed by Hordes of the Underdark. This is a really cool expansion. Took you into the Underdark. For the first time, characters can achieve epic status up to level 40, while braving an all-new 20-hour single-player campaign. Epic feats, spells, creatures, along with Underdark tile sets, new prestige classes, yada yada yada. Next we have Neverwinter Nights 2. Let's take a look in here. Neverwinter Nights 2. Not much to it with today's games. They kind of jip you out. We no longer have our spiral bound. It's just a nice little tight book here. It is a nice manual, I'll give it that. It's a couple hundred pages. Basic, same structure as all the other ones. And that's pretty much it. Last but not least is the Neverwinter Nights 2 expansion. I'm not sure if they made any more after this. I didn't really keep up with it because I never ever did finish Neverwinter Nights 2 all the way. But I'm sure I'll do an LP on it eventually. This is the Neverwinter Nights 2 Mask of the Betrayer. This is the first one that actually did come in the classic box. It came in the new DVD style case that you have to crack open. And let's not, of course, forget the strategy guides for all the games. This here's the Pool of Radiance guide. Not sure if I went over it, but I have it. There it is. You have the Hordes of the Underdark strategy guide. This one was made by Brady Games. Same with the Shadows of Under Tide. Very nice full color pages. Same with Shadows of Under Tide. Nice full color, go into depths on just the little expansions. Very nice books to have. This is the Neverwinter Nights official adventuring guide. This is the actual guide for the game itself, which is huge. It goes into every single weapon and potion that you can get, every spell, all the maps. Also alongside of that was the World Builder guide, and this guide actually teaches you on how to make the engine work and to make your own games, and gives you it's kind of the Dungeon Master guide of the game, if you will, and can teach you to create your own modules within the game itself. Even gives you scripting here. You see different scripting codes that you can follow to kind of practice. And of course the Neverwinter Nights 2 guide. This is also full color, and this is the Neverwinter Nights 2 game. That about wraps it up for my Let's Explore series for today. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a deeper look at these games and their original boxes and contents and the collector's editions for the ones I own. And I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Did I fucking... Yeah, alright. Without further ado, let's do some LPing. You know, I just realized as I was putting the games back away that I had the Neverwinter Nights 2 disc and the Neverwinter Nights 1 box. In my closet, actually, on my my CD shelf here, where I keep all my other CD games separate, that's where my Neverwinter Nights 1 disc are. And this is another fold-out set. I just wanted to show you this. And what this is this actually is a flip case that you can get that holds the Neverwinter Nights games, the first 3 discs, and then also the 2 expansions. This is a special flip case that came, I think, with one of the expansions afterwards. I'm not sure how I got this, to be honest. But it houses the disc for all the games, which is why you didn't see them in the box. And it has a nice little flip case with some nice glossy full-covered art on it. So that is the Neverwinter Nights little book housing all the games. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in with the game itself. Now let's fucking LP. Wait, before you go. As an added bonus, I wanted to show you, it has nothing to do with the games, but yes it does. These are the novels for all the games that we just went over. This is, of course, the Pool of Radiance novel that you saw with the collector's edition. This is my own mint copy version. I wrap all my paperbacks in plastic to protect them from the elements, if you will. This is the Planescape Torment novel, written by Ray and Valerie Valise. This goes over the Nameless One's adventures through novel format. Then we also have the Baldur's Gate novel, written by Philip Athens. Someone is sabotaging the iron mines of the Sword Coast. And then, of course, the Baldur's Gate 2 novel, Shadows of Amn. This is also written by Philip Athens. And then Drew Karpshin, whatever the fuck his name is, wrote Throne of Ball. So just thought I'd give you a little glimpse on the actual novels for the games we just went over.